My name is Mary. I'm a normal girl, almost 30, single, and work in an office. I'm not sure if I can still call myself a girl at this age, but I still live with my parents. I think it sounds bad to others, being single at almost 30. They say it'll drive guys away, saying that I'm still living at home, but there's a good reason I still live with them. A few years ago, my father collapsed at work. Since then, he's needed help taking care of himself. I thought it'd be difficult for my mom to do it alone. I talked things over with my brother about what we should do. He had said he wasn't able to go back there, and he can't send money either, so I ended up living with them, helping both physically and financially. Luckily, I work close to their home, and I can work remote as well. Because of this, I could help them out quite easily. Last month, my father passed away peacefully with me and my mom watching over him. The funeral went fine, and within a month, we had finished sorting through his things. My mom and I had returned to our normal lives when suddenly I got a call from my sister-in-law. Mary, hello! It's been almost a month since your father passed away, right? Do you have something planned? Hi, Olivia. Didn't my brother tell you? We'll set up flowers on his grave, among other things. Those kind of things are yours and your mom's responsibility. I'll leave those to you. Responsibility? I meant other things, like how everyone usually gathers for dinner after a funeral, maybe a party, or something like that. We didn't have plans for anything like that. Oh, that's too bad. The last meal we had together was so good. I was hoping I could have it again. It's a popular restaurant around here. That's right. Let's go again sometime. You, your mom, and I. It can be a girls' night out. I'll ask my mom about it. Oh, right. Speaking of her, there's something I was meaning to ask you. Can you ask your mom when we should move? What do you mean? Wow, Mary, stop with the jokes here. I'm talking about us moving, of course. You guys are moving? Well, I guess it doesn't concern us. You can do what you'd like. I wouldn't say it's none of your business. I mean, you live where we'll be moving as well. We're moving in with you guys. Now, this is a joke, right? You can't be serious. Your father passed away. Doesn't it make sense for us to move then? How does that make sense at all? I talked to my brother about him moving here before. He said he had a job and couldn't move. He left me with paying for everything and doing all the work. That was years ago. He's going to transfer now. Transfer? Actually, more like he doesn't like the company he's working for. He wants to quit, so we were thinking about finding a job over there. Then we can live there. But why would you move in with us? Since your father passed, it'd be good to have a man around the house, right? You guys need us, right? Anyways, your brother is the eldest son. It makes sense for him to take over the house now that your father passed. I'm sure you'd like for him to take on the house, right? It's not anything huge. He doesn't really have to inherit it. Anyways, we'll be moving next month. Could you ask your mom when's convenient? Wait a minute. This means we'll be living together, right? Of course. Then we have things to discuss first. Things like making our lifestyles fit, and so on. That's something we should talk about before we talk about dates. There's a lot to prepare first. We can just figure that out while living together, right? You're a housewife, right? We have to discuss living expenses, splitting housework, and so on. We're not prepared at all. If things get left this vague, it'll cause issues, right? We have to work this out first. Mary, when did you get so stingy? Maybe that's why you're not popular with the guys. You've got to chill out a bit. They'll like you more that way. It's none of your business. We can talk about those things later. Our lease is up next month, so it's decided that we're moving. Let's set a date for now. I'd like you to clear out the room we'll use as well. I'll message you later. Please clean a bit before then, too. Don't just decide everything on your own. Olivia? My mom was just as put off by their sudden decision as I was. Somehow, they decided all on their own that they'll move in here. We were forced into this situation. As I had feared, problems started to appear one after another. The two of them wouldn't pay living expenses and would eat things I bought without asking. They started to live as if they owned the place. Olivia wouldn't do any housework either. Even though we decided to share the housework, my sister-in-law would not do it for any reason. My mother became increasingly stressed and unwell. I had no choice but to do something about my brother and his wife. The only way for us to get some peace is to get them out of here. 2 months later. Mary, on your way home today, please pick up some plastic wrap. If we're out, you can get some. Why? I don't really want to say it like this, but you don't really do anything around the house, do you, Olivia? There's a supermarket nearby. Also, you always use it for things like dyeing hair. That's why it runs out so fast. Since you used all of it yourself, you should buy it. That makes the most sense, right? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't work, okay? I don't have any money. What about before you lived here? Who was doing the shopping? Did my brother do everything? You're just trying to argue now. Rather than a housewife, you don't really do anything, you know? I'm just the kind of person who likes to let work pile up and do it all at once, but your mom does it before I can. That's why I haven't gotten any work done. I can't work like that. I believed that last time and watched you for a week. You didn't get anything done, you know? You hoarded your laundry. It stayed there until Mom did it for you. You didn't even get that done. That was just a coincidence. You don't pay a dime of living expenses either. Our food and utility bills are higher than ever, though. He's the eldest son, back to take care of the house. Can't you cut him some slack? That's a bit too lenient here about the bills. You won't be able to get married if you're this stingy. You know that? That's none of your business. You're not as pretty as me. You have to use what's inside, right? That's right. Unlike you, I don't have to dye my gray hairs and wear face masks all the time. I'm not old enough to spend that much time on beauty yet. Are you trying to start a fight? At least clean up after you dye your hair. There's always dye on the floor. There's some stains from it already. You're really stingy for someone in your 20s. You act more like a mother-in-law. If you don't work on your personality, it'll show on your face, you know. People at work will have you. I'll quit before that happens. What? Quit the company? Yep, I'm quitting at the end of this month. What are you doing, deciding to quit on your own? It's my job, isn't it? What's there to talk about with you about it? Who's going to support us if you quit? You should have said something. What are you talking about? I won't let you quit. You're still just a poor, single office worker. If you're unemployed, nobody will marry you. Don't do something stupid like quitting. It's up to me what I do. What are you going to do if you quit? And why are you quitting? I've got a lot of reasons. I'm going to take it easy for a month or so after I quit my job. Then I'll find another job. What? This is too unexpected. My brother quit and came here randomly as well, didn't he? He's not having a good time finding more work either. Men and women are different. I don't understand. Why you have so much to say about this? Anyway, I'm going to tell your brother about this. I'm sure he will disapprove. We'll talk about this when you get back. Your brother will lecture you. Lecturing? Discussing? There's nothing to discuss. If there is, it's only about housework and living expenses. That's not important. We're going to lose our only breadwinner now. This is a disaster. Breadwinner? Are you talking about me? Who else is there? To be honest, we don't make enough money. That's why we moved here in the first place. Now that we don't have to watch over your father, we could get the place for free. Your mom's still healthy too, so she can do housework. And you're young. You can make money. It's just as nice as I imagined, unsurprisingly. Anyways, quitting is absolutely not an option. Come home quickly today. You have to talk with your brother, the man of the house. I'll make him angry. Got it? The two of them were furious when they found out I was quitting. They've been telling me nonstop not to quit. They don't do any work or pay any money, only make requests. Even my mother seemed to have given up on them, so we decided to make a plan. We had to prepare quickly. 3 weeks later, I just quit. You really quit? Even though we opposed it so much? Why won't you listen to me? This is my decision. What you want has nothing to do with it. Our lives depend on it. You're the youngest. You're the one who has to work. A leech has no right to live here. Get out of here right now. I'll leave. Or rather, we're going to take down the house. What? Take it down? We're going to clear the land next month. Thanks to a certain someone living so messily, there's a lot of stains and scratches that we can't get rid of. We've decided to give up on selling the house and just sell the land. Wait a minute! What are you talking about? We haven't heard anything about this. Your brother's the owner, isn't he? I am. What are you talking about? If this is a joke, it's not funny. The house and the land are in my name. Of course it's not. Your brother's the eldest son. Before my father passed away, he had the title transferred to me. I mean, I've already told my brother before. You should know. Or did you forget? What do you mean? My father changed his inheritance and assets before he passed. I got the house and the land. I handle all the payments and tax. So my mom and brother split his savings 50-50. You're joking, right? My brother was so blinded by the money in front of him, he didn't think about anything else. So the house and land don't belong to him? But he's the oldest son. It'll be his eventually, right? It's only natural, isn't it? I told you, I own the land. That means my brother will never inherit the property. Why didn't you tell me such an important thing earlier? I already said that I talked about the inheritance with my brother, so the house will be torn down next month. After that, we'll sell it to someone else. You have to leave before then. Where will you and your mom live? I'm thinking of getting somewhere temporary for now. Later, I'll buy an apartment. An apartment? Fortunately, I'm unemployed starting tomorrow, so I have lots of time. My mother is moving to an assisted living facility. What? With my father's inheritance and my help, she's found a way. Apparently, a longtime friend of hers has been living there since last year. She visited a few times now. She said she liked it there. Since it was a good opportunity, she decided to move in as well. What are we supposed to do then? It's your life. Figure it out. That's irresponsible. We might be relatives, but I'm not responsible for you. I have no reason to take care of you and my brother. I don't owe you anything. He hasn't even found a job yet. I don't work either, you know? If you don't mind any kind of work, there's plenty of jobs out there. You can't depend on others all the time. You've got to make your own living. You're gonna buy an apartment, right? You must have a lot of money then. Could you help us out a bit? We're going to have a hard time making ends meet. Me and your brother are struggling. Don't you feel sorry for us? Not at all. Besides, I'm going to marry my boyfriend of 3 years soon. I don't have time to worry about you. Marriage? You had a boyfriend? That's why I was leaving my job. Seriously? I'm gonna be a housewife for a bit. Slowly look for a job I can work at home at my own pace. Then we can have a leisurely life together. Wait, why haven't you told me all of this? It was the same for us when you moved in. You didn't tell us anything. This is a different situation. You both didn't want to help when my father was alive. No extra work, extra money. You guys cut yourselves off from us, but as soon as he passed away, you used us. We were just your maids and ATMs. You forced your way in here without asking us first. You didn't pay living expenses or do housework. You're the leech, aren't you? It's already summer. If you don't get rid of the bugs, they'll just keep popping up. I've decided to deal with them while I still can. Wait, Mary, at least wait until we can find somewhere else to live. Can we live together in your apartment? No way. I'm going to be a newlywed. Don't be so rude as to force your way in on that. Oh no, if nothing changes, we're really gonna have no money and nowhere to live. There's still a month left until the demolition. In the meantime, please do your best to find a job. Also, my boyfriend told me that I can claim my living expenses. I'll calculate and bill you for utilities, food, etc. for about 2 months. My mother and I are moving out next week. I'll cancel the water, gas, and electricity after that. If you need it, you can sign up for that on your own. Wait a minute! Why are you talking about money now? Now's the time, isn't it? I've told you over and over again. We're going to charge you for the work and living expenses you haven't paid. I'd like my money back. I will send you a bill and a content-certified letter in the near future. I've asked my boyfriend to represent me. Your lawyer is your boyfriend? Well, I've already told you everything I need to tell you. Please think carefully about what you are going to do. Wait a minute! Mary! Let's calm down and talk about this. You, me, and your brother. Just the 3 of us. Please, don't throw us out of the house. I'll do all the housework. Please forgive me. The week after that, we moved out. My brother and his wife ended up working day jobs for about a month before the demolition. They'd just barely made enough money to find a place. They were in a cheap apartment and not happy with their situation at all. They are now working together and managing to make ends meet. They're too exhausted to fight now. They've been paid the living expenses, just like I asked. We cut contact with them after this. We've started our new life without them, very smoothly.